Hi, I'm Winter, Star Wars fan and Star Wars hater. I love Star Wars, so much fun, such interesting lore, such child murder. But also, this. 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 What? Star Wars has always had a rocky history of video games. There's been a lot of hits, but there have been significantly more misses. I think that's really sad. Star Wars as a franchise lends itself really well to the medium of video games, especially video games involving exploration and single-player experiences. People love this garbage! Or at least they did, until the dreaded Disney took over. Yeah, George Lucas sold his soul to Disney because people didn't like his prequel movies. Granted, there were some very valid reasons people didn't like those, but with the George Lucas dialogue and whatnot, but hey, George Lucas is the genius who can do no wrong, right? No. See, Star Wars fans in the modern day are kind of unbearable. If Disney so much as sneezes in the wrong direction, the Star Wars fans will do everything in their power to be annoying. Like, I get it, you're mad that Luke Skywalker isn't Jesus Christ. So is Jesus Christ, but jeez, it gets annoying when you won't even acknowledge the things Disney does that are genuinely really cool. Case in point, Jedi Fallen Order. Now, overall this game garnered really positive reception from fans and critics, but I still see complaints from time to time from some people. When this game was first unveiled, it was at an EA Play press conference, so that was not a promising start. This was coming hot off the heels of EA's Battlefront 2 controversy, so people instantly assumed they were making The Force Unleashed with microtransactions. EA promised no loot boxes this time, but they said that once about another game, and that was sure not a good lie. There was one glimmer of hope, though. This game was being developed by Respawn Entertainment. While Respawn is owned by EA, they're also known for some incredible games like Titanfall, so people are excited to see what they can do with a Star Wars game. Fast forward a couple years and the game released on November 15, 2019, same day as Pokemon Sword and Shield. Did I get it? No. I didn't have a job yet. At the time, I was lucky to be able to afford a game I actually gave a shit about. You think I had $360 to spend on a console and Jedi Fallen Order? So fast forward a couple more years, I go to GameStop and leave with this yikes of a box and a sealed copy of Jedi Fallen Order. One thing I can say for sure is that I really loved my time with the game. You can tell that the people at Respawn really cared about the IP and wanted to get everything right. The concept already grabbed me when it was announced. You play as a Jedi Padawan who survived Order 66, which, if you haven't watched Star Wars, is when Anakin went ape shit. Playing through the game? I guess they used the concept decently well. You play as Cal Kestis, a Padawan who went into hiding on a junkyard planet called Braca after Order 66. The trauma that an event like that would cause on a child is actually pretty well represented here, with Cal's journey of moving on from watching his master die being used to further his capabilities in gameplay. Within the first 30 minutes of the game, Cal slips up and uses the Force to prevent his friend from dying. Immediately after that, some cool dark Jedi called the Inquisitors kill his friend and chase him on a train. The Inquisitors were introduced in Star Wars Rebels, but they're executed much less fucking stupidly here. They're actually intimidating, and they're introduced in a way where you instantly know what they're all about. Oh yeah, them? They're evil. I know evil when I see it. You fight one of the Inquisitors, the second sister, at the end of the train, but you get destroyed and rescued by a couple rebels. Cere, a former Jedi, and Grease, a gambler and pilot. Cal, Cere, and Grease make up the main crew throughout 99% of the game, and their dynamic is cute. Cere gives off a very angry mom energy, and Grease is like your cool uncle if your cool uncle almost got you killed because of his gambling habit. And what cool uncle doesn't do that? So you go to this planet called Bogano and learn that a Jedi called Eno Cordova hid a holocron containing a list of Force-sensitive children in the vault there. This is where the main goal of the game comes in. You have to follow his clues left in this cute droid BD-1 to get the key to unlock the vault and get the holocron to rebuild the Jedi Order. So from here, there are a few more planets to visit. Zepho, the home of an ancient race Cordova was obsessed with, Kashyyyk, where this, Dathomir, where absolutely this, and also there is a witch girlfriend, and Ilum, which became Starkiller Base in the sequel trilogy. Each of these worlds is super neat to explore. They each have their own native animals that you can butcher, and they have some cool characters to meet, like Saw Gerrera from Rogue One and the Clone Wars, and Merrin, the last surviving Night Sister on Dathomir. Now, that's all well and good, but what about the gameplay? Oh, that's great too. Now, full disclosure, I played on the lowest difficulty with most of the accessibility features enabled, so this game was a breeze for me, but if you play this game as it was originally intended, the combat is very challenging without sacrificing fairness. You have to learn the timing of blocking, attacks, and dodging on your own. Yeah, if you get murdered by this giant awful spider, it's your fault! Even on the easiest difficulty, I struggled with some fights. When you win a hard boss fight with only a sliver of health and no heals, it's the most satisfying feeling in the world. Traversing the area is awesome too. It's not truly seamless until you unlock all the different abilities, but once you do have everything, this game controls like a dream. The only negative I can say about the controls is that sometimes when you jump off a slope, you have way too much momentum and you just fail what is basically supposed to be a scripted platforming segment. Also, the button to interact with things is the right analog stick. Why? What sense does that make? There are also some customization options in the game. You can customize your lightsaber in surprising detail, almost 10 potential colors on this thing if you count the red in New Game Plus. All sorts of emitters and sleeves and even the material it's made out of. This is really neat. But then there's the outfits. Yeah, jackets and ponchos are your only options for customization here. Fans were upset that there weren't a ton of options for different outfits like in the Force Unleashed games. Like, geez, Disney, let me play a C-3PO! That is to say, who cares? Well, apparently Respawn did, because in the New Game Plus DLC, you can play as Cal with an Inquisitor uniform from a vision he has in the late game. This is pretty neat, but I genuinely just don't think this was necessary for the game. With Force Unleashed, there were reasons for all the outfits you unlocked throughout the game. They coincided with the levels you visit throughout. This made sense because of how linear the game was. With Fallen Order, the jacket and poncho just make sense for all the planets you visit, other than Ilum, I guess. Kashyyyk? Yeah, wear a camouflage poncho. Dathomir? Just wear the jacket. It makes sense to me. Is there really something so wrong with me for being okay with limited customization options? Yes. Something else this game does really well is the Order 66 vision in the late game. You play as Cal when he was just a kid and get to see the very moment Jaro Tapal died. They lead up to it with a handful of clones you can tell Cal genuinely really liked, and then less than 5 minutes later you have to kill him to escape.
You got this, kid. There he is. Shoot to kill.
No, stop! It's really neat. The only bad thing I can say about this scene is that they just kind of shrunk Cal's adult model down and said, yeah, that's a normal kid. That's the I'm mad about poncho customization alarm. That means there's somebody who cares about the ponchos in the area. I have to go and make sure they stop giving a shit.
Hey, what are your thoughts on ponchos?
Oh yeah, they're pretty cool.
I knew there was someone around here who didn't care about the ponchos in Fallen Order.
That's a pretty weird thing to be able to sense.
You have an alarm for people who do care in the area.
It came with the house!
Look at it this way. Wouldn't it be neat if you could play as C-3PO in Jedi Fallen Order? Outstanding.
Why do you care so much? The game is great. Why let this one stupid thing hold it back for you?
You don't understand. My whole family was killed by ponchos.
Really? That's your backstory?
No, but I sure as hell need some justification to hate that damn mouse.
You still give a shit about ponchos now?
I'd rather die than stop being mad about ponchos.
Wow. We've accomplished nothing.
You accomplished nothing.
What have you accomplished?
Getting someone upset about the ponchos, just for a different reason.
No, you actually literally haven't. Let's just agree to disagree. You can enjoy the game regardless of the ponchos, and I can win. It's a win-win situation.
At this point, I don't even care. Starkiller is a better character than Cal is or will ever be.
I see we have made significant progress towards getting nowhere. So that person who cares way too much about ponchos went home yelling about Mickey Mouse and Kathleen Kennedy. Myself? I'm doing great other than the fact I'm missing a hand. Yeah, this is fine. I've seen the prosthetic hands they give to people who've been wounded by lightsabers. They look just like the real ones. This one should be all fixed up in, I don't know, maybe 2 frames. I have a hand again! And it only cost me 5 kidneys!